So, Mr. Khanna, as a Democrat whose party lost the general with a candidate that won the popular vote, do you think we need to do away with there's a little bit of humor at the end of this. Do you think we need to do away with the Electoral College or bomb Russia instead?
Well, look, I think what we ought to do is focus. I'm not for the Electoral College. I'm for the popular vote, but I think that's not focusing on the key issue, which is why are we disconnected from half these states? I mean, why can't we have a policy that talks about the middle of this country being left out, and how do we get to rural America and middle America and make sure that they're included in the economic success? That's what the Democrats ought to be talking about. Am I concerned about the Russian interference in elections? Of course but what I think is more productive or equally productive is not just talking about upholding our election integrity, but also talking about a vision for how we're going to get people who feel left out back into trusting the Democratic Party as standing up for working families.
Do you favor getting rid of superdelegates?
I do. I have called for it. I've said I will not. I would be voluntarily willing to give up my superdelegate vote. I don't understand. Do you understand, Ron, why I'm an elected member of Congress and that I should get some privileged status on who becomes our president of the United States? Makes no sense to me that my vote for president should count more than yours just because I got elected to Congress. That's crazy. Every person, last I heard, every person should have an equal vote for president. I'm not, we don't have an aristocracy here. Unless you believe that Congress people are part of the new aristocratic class, I don't see why we should get privileges beyond other citizens.
I'm with you. So why aren't there more people in your camp? I mean, I know we've had these reform commissions and we haven't seen any fruit from it. And now the superdelegates are getting even more and more stubborn. Why is that? Again, this goes into people should be bending the knee to you in the establishment, not the other way around.
Well, I think they're afraid of losing control. It's not even about power. It's about control. And there has been a certain way of doing things. And they're afraid that if they don't exercise their judgment, the grassroots or our party will do something crazy. Well, my question is, who do you trust? Do you trust an institution which is a 10% approval rating, Congress, to exercise judgment about what the American people want? Or do you trust people in the ground who are part of their community? I think people in the ground are far more astute and aware. And frankly, I don't want to dwell on the Ocasio-Crowley race, but that was a perfect example. Everyone in the establishment thought it was crazy that Crowley was going to win by 70-30. And then all these grassroots activists started telling me, Ro, you're making a mistake. You got to listen to Alexandria's ad. She's doing great. She's got the grassroots support. And of course, then I ended up dual endorsing her. And they turned out to be right. And guess who was wrong? DC. So we've seen this time and again that the people who have the correct judgment are actually on the ground, not in Washington.
Yeah, I mean, tell the other superdelegates, Ro, that their judgment gave us the only candidate that was able to lose to Donald Trump, a plutocratic, racist game show host. Let them know that their judgment got us that. Tell them that, and also Joe Crawley, tell him to get off the ballot and stop lying. Could you? And say that's from me. Say that's from Replica. You don't have to put your name on that. Just say.
Well, I don't know why. He was to Crowley's credit. On the day of he lost, he was actually gracious. He saying, born to run to Alexandria. And I said, okay.
Yes, I thought that was very gracious too. The irony and all that. If Bruce Springsteen lived in that district, I bet he wouldn't have voted for him. I bet he would have voted for Alexandria.
Right. So I thought, okay, class act, guy gets it. He was on the wrong side of some issues, but he's now dealing with this in a classy way. And then the next I read is he's not getting off the ballot. So what I would tell him, and I tell him this on your show, I tell him to his face, Joe, go out with dignity, get off the ballot. You've said you're supporting her, maybe do a joint event where you sing Born to Run together. Politics it's a long-term game. And mostly if you lose the right way, you're gracious, you're self-reflective, you can have another day in politics. People are pretty forgiving. People are open to people changing their opinion. But if you don't lose the right way, if you're not a class act, you may never get a second chance.
You just text him right now. Just say WTF, bro? ? Just see what he does.
Yeah, we'll see. But she's going to win, and she's going to win overwhelmingly. I mean, it's not I don't see a groundswell based on the Lieberman endorsement of people rushing to vote for Joe Crowley in that district.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together